Hello, welcome back to AJM Learn. Today, going to talk about all these different ways to make testimonials or put testimonials, style them on your site. Every time I get asked this from a client, I understand it's necessary, but sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored of these. So I'm going to walk you through all the ways we like to do it. So first, and you can check out the correlating post, I'll kind of be referencing that here. Creating a testimonial slider. So this is the one I think our minds all go to. What I'm working in today, rather than my usual like sandbox, is I'm actually in our layout template because there are a lot of testimonials I've already laid out for you here. So it's a cool way to like not have to do it yourself. But I will show you how to do some of these. So first, the slider itself. So I already have one styled here, but I'll show you exactly how to do it. So when you're in your edit mode, go to add section and then scroll down to testimonials. Most of these like built-in layouts are so awful. Like I would never use them in a million years, but there are a couple good starting points. And one of them is this testimonial carousel. So scroll down, click on the one that looks like this, and you got it there. So what you need to do first, go to edit content. You can toggle on, like if you wanted this to have an image in the background. So for this would be if you wanted a background image. If you wanted to show like a photo of the person giving the testimonial or a logo, I would suggest the next style of testimonial, maybe not this one. So that would be an image in the background. You could add a button if you wanted it to be like read all testimonials. So whatever you would want to show here. Your content is here. So what makes this a little weird when you're doing it is like you're pasting the entire quote under the title. So it does feel weird that you're doing that, but that's right. And then your quote source here. I mean, you could flip it if you want. I just think it'd be kind of strange. You can delete these, move them around here. You can add more, etc., or edit the ones that are there. Over in design, this is where it gets really crazy. I'm just going to barely touch on this. We do have an entire post. It's within the original post. You can go see our full post customizing the banner slideshow. We go into extreme detail and have like several videos here. But you can pick all of your padding, infinite scroll, etc. Where it really starts getting crazy is over in not style, but size and space. This is where you're picking like your slide height, spacing between all the elements there, all of that. And then also back over in design, one thing I skipped is here, sorry, back in style is your text size. This is where you're definitely going to want to, at least I do this manually. So I go to these three kind of ellipses because when you're doing testimonials, my guess is they're a little longer. So I like to make the title a bit smaller. You could do a card to where it's like has kind of a box around it if you want. Okay, so those are the basic styling options. Check out that other post to go like into more extreme detail. I'll just save that for now. So over in this post, the next option we like to use is the auto list carousel. So show you how to add that really quick. I do again, it's linked in here somewhere. Yeah, we have like a full, right here. Yep. We have a full guide of CSS hacks for the auto list carousel because they look pretty good, but we have a whole guide where you can like round the corners and do some different stuff. Okay. Add section, testimonials again, and you're going to scroll down to either one of these. I would say whichever one's closest to the end goal you have in mind. Click on that one. And it's going to really act just like the last carousel I showed you. So if you go to edit content, you can, hide anything, say you don't want that title or hide anything you don't want. This is a great one to use if you do want headshots or logos or something like that. Content, here's where, again, your blurb goes. They don't have a description in these, like just the template doesn't, but you can add like your quote source here, and then you would replace your photo here. Do keep in mind all your photos are going to be the same aspect ratio, so you want to make sure they're kind of like cropped correctly or to where they make sense. By the way, you can go between the options here. You don't have to like, if you're like, wait, actually, let me see what this looks like as a banner slideshow. You can toggle between options here. It's not like a loss. Okay, so your alignment. So this one, would start looking more like the other option they had. You can choose how many columns. This is kind of nice. Image crop. So for this one, I like maybe more of a square. If you're doing logos, maybe you would do more of like a 16:9. And then you can choose, I like to do infinite scroll, which means you'll see a little bit of the next one. Sorry, that just means it scrolls infinitely. So it looks like you have more than you do, basically. It just keeps scrolling. Show adjacent slides is what I like to do on this one. So it shows a bit of the next one. I just think that's kind of a nice feature, but that's totally personal preference. Style, again, here's where you're going to style your text size and all of that. This one, the card will be on. A lot of the CSS I've written in that other post is for the card style, so just keep that in mind as well. Oops. So it, it looked a little weird to me without the card style. I never touched on the arrows again. This is all in those like more in-depth posts, but you can move your arrows to top and bottom. I'm literally over here. I'm like, where? Sorry. There we go. Top and bottom. It's early. I'm, still waking up, guys. And then size and space is where you get, again, way more detail that I won't go into about all of your width and your, like the size of the photo and the like space between elements and space between slides and just all those things. So all of that is there. You can absolutely make it look better than this. Lots more details here. Okay, next thing that we like to do. So if you is all written in here, but if you want to do something highly customizable, you can do it with our CSS and this auto list carousel, or there's a lot of really good plugins. So we linked a few here from Ghost. I find them pretty affordable for just how like easy to use they are. They always have live demos. So you can check them out and like see if you really like the style, and then they'll walk you through how to install them. They'll say, okay, you need to install I don't know how this one works, but maybe like an auto list carousel and then drop this CSS in, and they'll walk you all the way through it. Super easy. You can have it installed in pretty quickly. So I have a few options here for those. Testimonial widgets is another cool thing. So some people don't know, like plugins usually it's just a piece of code that's kind of assisting something that's already on your site, whereas a widget is actually something you're placing on your site typically. So I've linked a bunch of widgets here. So if these are really good for if you're wanting to actually pull reviews from a source, so Google reviews, Etsy reviews, Amazon reviews, Airbnb, all of those, you can do that through this widget. So I've kind of embedded it here for you to like, it's kind of cool because here you can start seeing all your options. So there's these options. You can do something more like this. I need to expand this box so you can see it better. So there's a lot of options here that you can't do on Squarespace alone. So you can kind of scroll through. But then if you continue with the template, okay, of course it wants to like, let's open. Okay, we're not doing all that. You do have to like obviously get into Elf site. But once you're in Elf site, there's just like, it's really fun. It's super, super customizable. You can like really get in there and do all kinds of cool stuff. They have an all-in-one one, which is awesome. So you can like pull from every place. So you could have Google reviews mixed with Etsy reviews, mixed with Amazon or whatever. So those are really good options if you like want that. And they auto update. So if you ever get a new review, they're going to be there. So those are great for that option. Okay. Last thing, I suggest this option if you are only displaying like one or two or three, like there's a few testimonials, is doing something a bit more creative. So this is something we've done in our layout template. If you're not familiar, it's literally that. It's a wireframe template. So you're not having to sit there and lay out like every freaking thing all the time. And testimonials is one of the categories. So these top two are the ones we just created together. We do have a slider in here, but otherwise I created these kind of, I don't know, a little bit more creative ones where it's like, hey, we have this like call out quote here. You can put a photo here. Same here. These are kind of more call out quotes. We do have a styled carousel here as well. This one I find really fun. If you wanted to do like a handful of short quotes, this would really work nicely if you had if you took a snippet, like one sentence of several, kind of looks like it's running off the page, could be cool. And then you have like one call out one here, or you could put a title there, whatever you want. So anyway, lots of cool options here. If you wanted to do a bunch of client logos, like, hey, this is like a combo, like client testimonial section. Feel free, we link the demo in the post, just come use this as inspiration. If you want these, grab our layout template. Otherwise, just some inspiration for you to get creative with your testimonials. Okay, we know these can be a lot. There's so many options for testimonials. Subscribe to our videos if you like them. We hope you enjoyed, and talk to you next week.